Rupesh, why have these protests erupted so violently in Kathmandu? Was it in making in last 1 week? A lot of people are saying it's not spontaneous. Subcontinent has seen two similar protests, one in Sri Lanka, another in Bangladesh. Your comments, sir. Rupesh.
Started within this week after the decision of social media ban in Nepal. After social media ban in Nepal, the Gen Z youths collected views on social media. They got the videos of the politicians who are alleged as the corrupt people, and their children are having the let's say, uh, they were preparing for the protest on digital mediums. They were having meetings on digital mediums and making the videos viral on TikTok and Reddit. They were discussing about the service delivery, poor service delivery of Nepali government, and they were asking for the service delivery, the governance. They were protesting against poor governance since long. So the digital initiation grounded on the street today that killed 19 plus people on the ground. So we can say that people were frustrated about the government's delivery, be it the CPN UML's government or Nepali Congress government or Maoist government, whichever government is in the form, they have not delivered well. The frustrations accumulated since long that people are going abroad for employment and studies opportunities, and there is no environment for proper business and startups. So, after all, at the end of the day, they ended up in the street after the decision of social media ban that the government got recently this week.
Okay. I'm also joined by Surendra Fuyal, journalist from Nepal. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me. Let me straight away go to Guru Baral. Mr. Baral, your opening comments, sir.
नेपाल में जेनजी पुस्ता के आंदोलन में जे हो रहा है कि नेपाल के सवाल में नया चेंज यंगर्सहरू चेंज के बारे में फाइट कर रहा है। अगर नेपाल में जुन खाल का दुर्भाग्य हुआ वो नेपाल के हिस्ट्री में बहुत दुर्भाग्य है। जनधन का बहुत क्षति हो गया। गवर्नमेंट में सावधानी नहीं अपनाया। गवर्नमेंट में इसमें सावधानी अपनाना चाहिए थे। पहले इसके बहुत व्यवस्था करना चाहिए थे कि नेपाल में सोशल मीडिया बैन करने के से पब्लिक को गुस्सा आ गया। इसमें जेनजी पुस्ता जो ऑर्गेनाइज किया है वो यूनाइटेड नहीं था। इसमें ज्यादा घुसपैठ भी हो गया। मैं आपकी मीडिया से संपूर्ण जेनजी के एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि आम नेपाल के शुभचिंतक को एक आह्वान है कि नेपाल के इस टाइम एक संयमता चाहिए। डेमोक्रेसी के अलावा और व्यवस्था कोई नहीं है। डेमोक्रेसी के विकल्प डेमोक्रेसी है। डेमोक्रेसी के इस मूवमेंट से डेमोक्रेसी के कोई खतरा नहीं आना चाहिए। इसलिए नेपाली कांग्रेस पार्टी आम डेमोक्रेट सचेत होना चाहिए। मुल्क के लिए, डेमोक्रेसी के लिए, पॉलिटिकल स्टेबिलिटी के लिए ये जरूरी है। इस टाइम संयमता की जरूरी है। मैं यही निवेदन करना चाहता हूँ।
Sir, Guru Baral ji, आप बने रहिए. Mr. Fual, your opening comments, sir. What has happened? Was Nepal taken by surprise? I would say neighborhood was taken certainly by surprise, sir.
Yeah, it was completely taken by surprise. This was not expected. They were expecting some kind of small revolution, small protest in the heart of Kathmandu, but then, when thousands and thousands of kids, Gen Z people and others, came, and Gen Z has issued a statement saying that our protests were infiltrated by other elements. So all kinds of people came and protested against. Just yesterday, just a day before, controversial businessman Durga Prasad had announced that he would join this protest, and then the pro-monarchy Rashtriya Prajatantra Party leader Gyanendra Sahi too had said he would be joining the protest, but they were never nowhere to be seen today. But whatever happened, was shouldered by Gen Z movement, which is a very little known movement. It hardly exists in the Nepali media scape or societal scape as such. But things turned terribly violent, and the government is meeting now, and is trying to decide, is working to decide. They're discussing ways to quell these protests and decide their next course of action.
Professor Muni, your opening comments, sir. We have seen what has happened in Dhaka, sir. We saw what happened in Sri Lanka, in Colombo. One actually restored the democratic process. In another, a complete new regime took over. Your analysis of the situation which has unfolded on the streets of Kathmandu, sir.
Well, you should also add Indonesia, which has recently seen a similar kind of a scene. To my mind, the youth have taken the leadership, and on the forefront, it is their rebellion, it is their uprising. But frankly speaking, what they are expressing is the frustration of a huge chunk of the Nepali politics. In every political party, including the ruling parties, there is a huge dissent against corruption and inefficiency. The government has not delivered at all. In the last 2 months, I have seen several articles published in Nepali media against this, that look, this kind of a culture cannot go on and people are frustrating. You have very rightly listed all the corruption cases. There are many more small ones where the frustration is out of it. The governance has all been put in the cold storage. So I think this is a resentment which is very widespread. That's why it has gone around. There is no doubt that there are some organization, in the sense that the students, the youth, has been telling the government to do something about it. Now, sudden closure of the social media was a big trigger, because they could not communicate, they could not talk to their relations, they could not talk to their friends, and therefore they started organizing in this manner, which is absolutely natural. It looks like an uprising which is sudden, unplanned. It is unprecedented in Nepal's history that this kind of a thing has happened. And other opposition parties, except for the Nepali Congress and the UML, and I must say that within these two parties also, there is a huge dissent against the leadership, have obviously like to take benefit, or use this movement to further their political objective. This also cannot be denied. But the fact remains that the government has utterly failed, even in meeting this kind of a protest. See, they were not ready to, while they were being warned earlier that this kind of a protest is going to take place, but they were not ready to meet it. Only when they went to parliament, and suddenly the use of force, I mean, one day 20 people have died, almost 200 are in the hospital, as I get to know. This is a huge repression, and this repression of the opposition has been going on even earlier through legal methods, through all kind of other mechanisms and tools which the government could employ. So I think this is a much wider, and it will have very, very long-term consequences.
Ambassador Sikri, your opening comments, and do you think has Mr. Oli run out of time?
Well, I think that this is a coming together of many factors. I think, first of all, this whole issue of banning social media, it has affected the jobs of the youth. I mean, many people have lost their jobs because, nowadays with WhatsApp and so on, there are big issues. People work from home and so on. That is one. Secondly, it is the very the social media companies, whether it is Meta and others, Facebook, etc., they have more or less refused to comply with the regulations of the government.